Coach, obvious question before we get into the nuts and bolts of the game. Did the delays have any effect on what happened today?
They were under a delay too. You know what I mean? You can point to a lot of things, 12 weeks exams, a road trip, right? Coming off a loss, the delays, the surface of the field, but it's all just excuses, right? It's all circumstantial stuff that we have to be able to overcome, you know, if we're going to be the kind of football team that we want to be, and we didn't do that. And I thought we showed up, we were flat. I thought we had a good week of preparation. I thought our kids were ready to play, but we were flat. I thought they played to win the game, and we played not to get beat. Didn't execute well, really in all three phases. Did some uncharacteristic thing that we did last week, you know, that we talked a lot about, and just really disappointed in my ability to get them ready today. And just didn't execute at a high level. And offensively, we couldn't get into a rhythm. Couldn't get anything going on any kind of consistent basis. Defensively in the first half, couldn't get off the field on third down. We had opportunities to do that. Just lack of execution, lack of focus, didn't tackle well. Had some penalties. It was a really poor performance.
Defensively, you and PJ talked all week about their pursuit, their physicality, their toughness. Did they do anything you didn't expect, or did you just not answer that?
No, they had a few wrinkles. I mean, everybody does every week, but you know, nothing out of the ordinary. We didn't play well. We didn't play well. We didn't get done today. Our kids have to understand we have to fight and claw and scratch for everything that we get, you know. And you know, we can't act like we've arrived. And we knew, and I told them all week, this is a good football team that we're going to play, and we're going to fight and claw to win the game, and we just didn't do that.
From a defensive perspective, you've seen EJ. A lot of players have seen EJ last year. Did they do anything different you didn't expect, or was it a case where he made some good throws, you guys had him defended pretty well, he just came up with some big throws?
He's a good player. We knew that coming into the game. I thought he played well, made some really good throws, you know, converted some third and long situations, and we got 2 over 1 one time in the back of the end zone, completes a pass, and he's a good player. We knew that, and they just outplayed us today. That's the bottom line.
Tough question to ask. A lot of guys were slipping, sliding. There's been a lot of talk about this turf. Was that a factor at all?
Yeah, the surface was awful. But they're playing on the same surface that we are. Now they play on it a little more often. They practice on it, but yeah, I think it got in our head a little bit. But you got to get over that. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it. You know, it's again circumstantial, and yeah, but we had trouble getting in and out of routes. We had trouble breaking, you know, in the secondary, and so tough surface. You know.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Wags, you have anything else?
Yes, Coach, can you hear me?
Yeah.
They fall behind 17-0. Obviously, it's a tough hole to dig. Can you talk about trying to come back from that kind of deficit?
Yeah, we're down 14-0 really early on the game, and you know, we didn't push the panic button. But from that point on, you got to play really well, and you got to execute, and you got to make adjustments. And you know, I thought we made some good adjustments, and we just thought we did a really poor job of executing. Right? I thought we were poor with our fundamentals and our technique and our ability to tackle today. We didn't cover well in the kick game, so it was a second week in a row really in all three phases. Right? Didn't play consistently well. You know, we got to get it fixed. You know, moving forward.
How much was the delay? I mean, I don't know what went on in the locker room during these long delays, but it's obviously not, you know, what you expect, what's normal. How do you handle that?
It's a good question. I've never been in a delay like that. You know, we've got plenty of food, and we got to keep them hydrated, and you let them relax a little bit. You try to keep them engaged every half hour or so. You're walking back through the game plan. You're getting on the board. You're going around. You're talking to individual players, and you know, in the 2 delays, we had some film to look at, some things to talk through and adjust to, and you know, I'd never been in a delay like that. I thought we handled it as well as we could have. It's a balance of letting them relax a little bit and trying to keep them engaged at the same time. But it was a rough deal with the delay, but you know, they had the same issue on their side of the football, and obviously dealt with it much better than we did.
So obviously in that type of situation, when you come back into the stadium finally to actually start playing the game, there's nobody there. It's a bring your own energy situation. obviously they had some energy. They were fired up. And at one point, the sideline reporter was saying the Navy sideline was dead. How much of a factor is that?
Yeah, well, I think you got to have success and some momentum to get the juice going a little bit. You know, I thought every time we came out of the locker room, I thought our guys were ready to go. Thought they reset, and you know, it's hard to come out, you know, with your emotions high and then go back in the locker room. But you got to be able to regroup and come right back out. And, you know, it's a little bit of a challenge, but I mean, we get to play football. We get to go out and play football. We got to be up all the time. We got to play with great energy, and like on a night like this, you got to bring your own energy and your own juice. And maybe we didn't have enough of it tonight. I don't know.
Lastly, for me, I mean, the offense since the first quarter of the Charlotte game has not produced. Are you getting concerned?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, obviously the Notre Dame game, I thought was a lot of self-inflicted wounds, and but tonight, I don't really go back to the Charlotte game, but tonight it was just we couldn't get into a rhythm. Thought we didn't execute things well at times. Put the ball on the ground a few times. Just, you know, it's a rhythmic offense, and you know, we got to be in sync, and we felt like we couldn't really gain any momentum. We'd have a big positive play, and then we'd have a negative play. And for us, we got to stay on track. We can't get behind the sticks with what we do offensively. And we got to stay on track. We got to be able to run the football, and we couldn't do that on any kind of consistent basis tonight.